Hello. Today we are going to solve uh, winter 2013 1-1 paper. So this paper we are going to solve. Winter 2013 1-1. Okay, let's start. So here you can see on your screen we are showing the first question. He says when there is no wind, the engines of an airship pushes it due north at 20 meters per second. The wind is blowing from the west at 12 meters per second. And which vector diagram uh, correctly shows how the resultant velocity r of the airship is obtained? Okay, you see here I have two vectors he's giving us. Two vectors, one in the north direction and the other one in the west direction. And blowing, the one is due north, means it is going towards the north, and the other one is blowing from the west. So from the west means it's flowing on your page, is flowing from left to right. So if you want to find out the resultant of these two, the methodology is very simple. You put both the vectors to be added in such a way that their tails are joined together. And then you complete taking them as adjacent sides, you complete the parallelogram. And then you join where the tails were joined, you join that point with the opposite corner. This line gives you the resultant. So the best answer will be A, this A diagram. You can see this A diagram is the best. You see this A? The vectors to be added, we have represented here. This is towards north, this is blowing from the west, and I have completed the parallelogram. Then where the tails were joined, we have joined with the opposite corner. So this A is the best option. Okay. So here you see the question number 2 is on your screen. A length of copper pipe of uniform cross section and several meters long carries water to a tap. Measurements are taken to determine accurately the volume of a copper in the pipe. Which instruments are used? Okay. We want two things to be measured. We want volume to be measured. For volume, you need two things. You need the internal diameter and the external diameter, and you need the length of the measurement taken to determine the volume of copper in the pipe. Which instrument? Okay. So you see, for internal and external diameter, the best instrument used will be vernier caliper. And this pipe is several meters long, so we will use a tape. So I think the D is the choice, tape and the calipers. That's the best instruments, okay? Next question is an object. An object moves from P to Q in 10 seconds with a uniform acceleration. Velocity at the P is 5 meters per second. Velocity at the Q is 12 meters per second. What is the acceleration? Acceleration is change in velocity divided by time. The formula for the acceleration is V minus U, change in velocity, divided by time. So let's take out our calculators and do the calculation. On the calculator, the final velocity is 12. So find the change in velocity. That's 12 minus 5. So what is the change in velocity? That's 7. And divided with the time taken. Divided by time taken is 10. So your answer will be 0.7. So the B is the choice. Question number 3, the choice will be B. Okay, the next question. Question number 4. A student kicks a ball horizontally along the ground. As he does so, his foot applies a force to the ball. At the same time, the ball applies a force to his foot. How do these two forces compare? You see the force applied by the foot on the football and the football applied the force on the foot. So you see this is a pair of the Newton's third law of motion. These two forces, they apply on different bodies, they have opposite direction, and they are equal in magnitude. They are equal in magnitude and they are opposite in direction, plus they act on different bodies. The force on the foot is equal to the force on the ball and in the opposite. That's right. The force on the foot is equal to the force on the ball and in the same. No. The force on the foot is smaller than the force on the ball. No. The force on the foot is smaller. Okay. So the best option given here is A option. Next question. Okay, it's a famous question. The diagram shows an aeroplane turning in a horizontal circle at constant speed. In which direction is there a resultant force? Whenever you move in a circular path, the resultant force is always towards the center of that circle. So if this aeroplane is taking a turn in a, it's turning in a circular path, you can visualize by the diagram that is turning in a circular path. So the center of the circular path will be in the direction of D. D, we hope, is in the direction of the center of the circle in which the aeroplane. So the five question, the option is D. Question number 6. A spacecraft travels from the Earth to the Moon. At a certain point in the journey, it has zero weight. Why is the weight zero at this point? The moon has gravity, the Earth has gravity, and when you are moving from Earth to Moon, at some point, your the gravity of the Moon and the Earth will be opposite and equal. So at that point, the gravity will be zero. The gravitational field of the Earth and the Moon cancel each other. This is the right option. Option A is the best option. Question number 7. A piece of uniform cord is suspended freely from a horizontal pin. Which point is its center of mass? This you have studied how to find the center of mass of the of irregular shaped lamina, and this is that figure. If you see, the best option will be C. You might confuse it with the B also because that looks like in the center of the body, but and the lower portion of the body, you see, the mass is larger. So the center of the mass has to be moved little downward. So C is the best option for question number 7. Next question, question number 8 on your screen. An extension load graph is plotted to show the result of increasing the load on a spring. Which point marks the limit of proportionality for this spring? You see, it's an extension load graph. To the point, till point B, the graph is a straight line. And after the point B, you see the graph has started curving upward. So this B point is the limit of proportionality, because after this, the extension load graph starts curving upward. Okay, so his question was, which mark is the limit of proportionality? We think that is B, and so the option is B, sir. Question number 9. 4 different liquids are poured into identical measuring cylinders. The diagram shows the depth of the liquid and their densities. Which liquid causes the larger pressure on the base of its measuring cylinder? So in this question, you have to do the calculation. The pressure of a liquid can be calculated. Pressure of a liquid is given by rho GH. Rho stands for the density, and G value is the 10, and the H stands for the depth of the liquid. So we can very easily calculate the pressure for each of them. So for example, let me calculate the pressure for the first one. You see, the formula is rho GH, density into G into, so the density is 2 for the first one I'm calculating, and the G value is 10, and the H value is also 10. So the answer will be 200. So just note it down. The first one, you got the answer 200. For the second one, the density is 1.6 and the G value is 10 and the H value is 20. So its value comes out to be 320. Okay, the next one is 1.2. The density is 1. Rho GH, density is 1.2, the G value is 10, and the H is 30. So the value comes out to be 360. And the fourth one, you see the G value is 0.7. Sorry, the density is 0.7, and the G value is 10, and the height of the liquid is 40. So the answer is 280. So now you see we have calculated the pressure of the liquid in each cylinder, and now I can decide. His question was which liquid causes larger pressure. So which one is causing the larger pressure? The largest answer I got is 360, and that 360 answer is C part. So the option will be C. This question number 9. It's C is the option. So question number 10. A manometer is attached to a gas cylinder as shown. What is the pressure difference in centimeter of water shown by the manometer? Okay, you see here the manometer will tell you the pressure difference between a gas cylinder and the atmosphere. And this is how you read it. You see, you will see that manometer is a U-shaped tube, and you will look for the difference of the level of the mercury in both the sides or limbs of the U tube. Okay, so here you see on the gas side, the level of the mercury is on 16, and on the atmospheric side, the level of the mercury is 25. So what's the difference between 4 and 5? 9. So difference is 9 centimeter. So the answer is A choice. Question number 10, the answer is A choice. The difference in pressure between the atmosphere and the gas shown on the manometer is 9 centimeter of water. Okay, the question number 11. Three objects P, Q, and R have different masses and different speeds as shown in the table. The mass is given and the speed is given. What is the order of kinetic energy? So this is little calculation. He's talking about the kinetic energy. You should know what is the formula for the kinetic energy. The kinetic energy formula is 1 by 2 mv square, half mv square, or mv square divided by 2. So we have to do little calculation. We have three objects. Let's calculate their kinetic energy. For example, the first, the mass is 1, the speed is 3. So I have to take it square. So 3 multiply 3, and then I will divide it with 2. So the kinetic energy of P is 4.5. The next one, the mass is 2, the velocity is 2, so I will square it and then divide it by 2. So the potential energy of the Q is 4 joules. And for the R, the mass is 5, the speed is 1, so 1 multiply 1 and then divided by 2. So you get 2.5. So R is 2.5. So P's kinetic energy is 4.5, the Q its kinetic energy is 4, and R its kinetic energy is 2.5. So the question is, what is the order of the increasing kinetic energy? The smallest should come first. So the smallest one is R, and the smallest one is R, and then we have Q, and then we have P. So the order is R, Q, and P. So here D is the option. The option R, Q, P. The D is the option. Okay, next question. Question number 12. Which energy resources comes from the hot rocks beneath the Earth's surface? The energy inside the Earth, we call it geothermal energy. And it's a renewable energy source. Which energy source comes from the hot rocks beneath the Earth's surface? Geothermal energy. The choice is A. Next question. On a cold afternoon, a house loses 54 megajoules of thermal energy to its surrounding as shown. You see this, the diagram is given, some heat is lost, Thermal energy is lost through the roof. Some thermal energy is lost through the walls. Some thermal energy is lost through the windows. Some thermal energy is lost through the floor. The question is, the heating system must supply more than 54 megajoules of thermal energy to keep the temperature of the house constant state. Which explain this? Because he's saying that the house is losing 54 megajoules of energy, but you have to provide more energy, more than 54 megajoules energy. Why? Because there will be some other sources of heat loss in the house which are not mentioned here. With the extra thermal energy lost from the house to the surrounding by other means. Yes, that can be the answer. The extra thermal energy keeps the house warmer than the surrounding. No, the temperature of the surrounding decreases continuously during this period. Thermal insulation of the roof is stream. You see, look at the sentence. The house gives thermal energy to its surrounding as well. He has given you 4 sources of loss of heat, and through these 4 sources, this much energy is lost, 54 megajoules. But to keep the temperature of the house constant, you should provide more than 54 megajoules. The reason is there are other sources of heat loss which are not mentioned in that diagram. Due to those sources, you have to provide more heat than 54 megajoules. So the choice is A. Question number 14. Which temperature the temperature shown by a mercury in glass thermometer, which of the following is constant? The density of the mercury, the internal energy of the mercury, the mass of the mercury, the volume of the temperature shown in the mercury glass thermometer increases. Which of the following constant? You see, whenever thing expands or contract, the mass do not change. His question is, which of the following is constant? The internal energy will obviously increase. The density will change because the volume will change. The volume of the mercury obviously it's expanding, so it will change. The one thing which do not change is the mass of the mercury. So I think the choice is C. 14 for 14, the choice is C. Now the next question number 15. He says he has shown us the diagram shows the clinical thermometer. Which factor affects the sensitivity of the thermometer? Sensitivity of the thermometer depends upon the bore of the capillary. It also depends upon the amount of the mercury. So he has listed down some factors: the construction, the length of the glass tube, the thickness of the glass in the wall of the bulb. No, the volume of the mercury. Yes, the volume of the mercury in the thermometer. Because if you have more volume, for less temperature rise, it will have more volume expansion as compared to less mercury. The more the volume, the larger will be the expansion for the same rise in temperature. So D is the option. It makes the thermometer more sensitive. Now the question number we have on our screen, question number 16. The length of the mercury in the bore of a thermometer is 5 centimeter at 0 degrees centigrade and 11 centimeter at 16 degrees centigrade. What is the length in the bore when the temperature is -10? Okay. So you should remember that formula. One formula which we use is, let me show you. You must remember this formula, that L3 minus L1 divided by L2 minus L1 is equals to theta 3 minus theta 1 divided by theta 2 minus theta 1. I'm talking about this formula. I hope this is visible. I'm talking about this formula, if you can see on the screen. And L3 minus 10. We don't know. The formula is L3 minus L1 divided by L2 minus L1 equals to theta 3 minus theta 1 divided by theta 2 minus theta 1. L3, the length of the mercury for the minus 10, we don't know. Let's suppose that's X minus L1. L1, uh, that's 5. L2, that's 11. Minus L1, that's 5. Equals to theta 3, that's minus 10. Minus theta 1, that's 0. Divided by theta 2, that's 60. Minus 0. So we will have x minus 5 divided by 6 is equals to minus 10 divided by 60. And you will have x minus 5 is equals to minus 60 divided by 60. X minus 5 will be equals to minus 10. And x will be equals to minus 10. And when it will go on the other side, it will add up. So plus 5. So the answer will be minus 5 centimeter. Wow, what? We don't have that answer here. So let me check my calculation again. So L3, what is the length in the bore when the temperature is minus 10? L3 is the question. L1, when the temperature is 0, 5 centimeter. L2, that's 11. 11 minus, okay. 11 minus 5, okay. Minus 10 minus 0, 60 minus 0. So, yeah. So you will get, oh yeah, sorry, I made a mistake. So we'll have x minus 5 is equals to minus 1. 60 and minus 60 will be cancelled. So x minus 1 plus 5, x will be equals to 4. 4 centimeter. 4 centimeter. And let me show you this calculation. I think we need to show this calculation. And let me bring my camera. Let me show you. Red screen. I want you to show this. Let me see. Yeah. We have to stop it. And from here, okay. So stop. And if I can show you my work, I don't know if it's visible or not. I don't think it's visible. Let me show you. Can you see it? L3 minus L1 by L2 minus L1. This is one of the calculations which are, okay, so this is how we got it. Okay. So I hope you understand this. I just want to make sure that you know this. Now we are changing again. So let me take out your paper out. So question number 16, it took a long time. I said question number 16, the option will be, the option is B choice 4 centimeters. So we have shown you question number 16, B choice 4 centimeters. It was a bit, calculation was a little difficult. Huh? So I have to show. When a person climbs out a warm swimming pool on a hot summer day, he feels cold. Why does this happen? That happens because the water on his skin evaporates, and this evaporation causes the cooling effect. He says the air has a high specific. No, the air is a better conductor of heat. No, the air droplets increase with this surface, and no, the water takes heat from his body to evaporate. D is the option. G. Question number 17. D is the option. Question number 18. Which row correctly describes the shape and volume of a gas? Shape and volume of gas. The gas, its volume is not fixed. Its shape is also not fixed. So D is the option, not fixed, not fixed. Okay. So next question. The diagram shows a ball floating in a tank of water. Direction of the wave we have shown. Which diagram shows the movement of ball as the wave passes? You see these water waves, they are transverse waves. And the particles of the medium, they vibrate perpendicular to the direction of the wave. So if the wave is going from left to right, the particle of the medium will be vibrating perpendicular to it. So if the wave is going in this way, the particle of the medium will be going up and down. So D is the option. Question number 19, D is the option. Then we have question number, here we have question number 20. The diagram represents the reflection of light along an optical fiber. The process of total internal reflection takes place in the optical fiber. Which diagram represents? You see this, at the first glance you might think they are all same. No, they are not all same. Here, if I draw a normal here, here the reflection took place. Now, if I draw a normal here, you will find that the angle of incidence and angle of reflection are not equal. Only the figure B, if I draw a normal here, I draw a normal here, if I draw a normal here, if I draw a normal here, angle of incidence and angle of reflection will be equal. So the B figure is the correct figure. The rest of the figures, they are showing reflection, but they are not obeying the law of reflection. Sorry. Question number 21. The diagram shows rays of light. What is the space labeled? You see that there were parallel rays coming and are passing through this portion. Something is here. They diverged. So what diverges the light? In our course is the diverging lens. It diverges the. So the 21, the option will be B, diverging lens. Question number. Next question we have here is, the table lists the main components of electromagnetic spectrum and their approximate frequency range. Which range of frequencies can be used to detect the cracks inside a block of metal? We use X-rays. We also use, most of the time we are using X-rays to do that, cracks. So question number 22. Let me see what are the options. Reduce size a little bit. There you see. This is 10 per 20, from 10 per 18 to 10 per 22. X-rays are used. This is the option D. D is the option. For this purpose, we use X-rays. Question number 23. The graph shows how the pressure varies as the sound waves passes through air. Which point represents compression? Remember that thing. This is not a diagram of a wave. This is not a photograph of a wave. It's a pressure and time graph. So compression, during the compression, the the pressure will be highest. During the compression, the pressure will be highest. So at point B, the pressure is highest. So compression is represented point by the point B. Question number 23. The B is the option. Next question is, let me reduce it size. Okay, on your screen, next question 24. The sound produced by two musical instruments are directed towards a microphone connected to an oscilloscope, CRO. The waveform produced on the screen are shown. The waveform shows what the sound produced have a different property. What is the property? You see, if you look at there carefully, and you will see that they have the same frequency. Sound waves, they have the same speed, might, and the wavelength is might be same. The one thing which is different in both of them, the basic shape of the each wave, basic shape of the wave of the each sound is different from each other. So that is the reason, that will be the reason. So the difference between them is quality. So the choice is C. The choice is C. Next question, question number 25. The diagram shows the shape of the magnetic field lines near a current carrying conductor. The current in the conductor is into the shape of the diagram. The diagram shows the shape of the magnetic field lines near a current carrying conductor. The current in the conductor is into the plane of the diagram, which row correctly states the direction of the field lines and compares the strength of the field at point P and Q. You see here, the current is going into the plane. You will use your right hand rule. The right hand rule. Your thumb should be in the direction of the current, and the curves of the finger will be showing you the direction of the magnetic field lines. Because it is going into the screen. So my curves, they are, because it's going into the field, the curves, if you look from my side, the curves are in the clockwise direction. So the curves will be clockwise direction, and the magnetic field will be strongest when you are near the wire. So when you are at point P, the magnetic field will be strongest. Okay? So the choice is A. Question number 26. It says, two charged conducting spheres are placed close to one another. One sphere is positively charged and the other is negatively charged. Which diagram shows the distribution of the charges on and the forces acting on? One is positively charged, the other one is negatively charged. So they are oppositely charged, so they must attract. And they must attract either B or it is C. There should be the force of attraction between them, because the positive and the negative, they also attracting, so they should not be on the opposite sides. They should be on the sides facing near each other, facing each other. So B option looks the best. There should be force of attraction because they are unlike charges, and they should be near each other. Then we have question number 27. Question number 27, which row shows a conductor and an insulator? Uh, Conductor, which row shows a conductor and an insulator. Conductor and insulator. Hmm. Aluminium and glass. Yeah, B should be the choice. Question number 27, aluminum and glass. Which of the following is equivalent to one coulomb? Actually, coulomb, uh, you see, coulomb is the unit of the charge. So it says 1 ampere second. Yeah. You remember I equals to Q divided by T. I equals to Q divided by T. Q will be equals to I multiply T. I stands for current, T stands for time, I ampere, T seconds. So A looks like the choice. Uh, your choice will be A, 1 ampere second. Okay, the next question. The diagram shows a circuit in which the switches are open, in which switch position gives a resistance of 6. You see, if I close this and close this, these two resistors 3 ohm, they will be parallel to each other. When two resistors of 3 ohm are parallel to each other, their combined resistance is 1.5. 1 by R is equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Applying that formula, you can calculate the resistance of this. So close switch 1 and switch 2. And if I connect this with this combination, this will be 4.5 and this will be 1.5. This total will be 1.5. It will give you 6. So keep S3 open and close S1 and S2. So the choice will be S1 and S2 should be closed and S3 should be opened. So the choice is B. For 29, the choice is B. Okay, the next question we have question number He says the circuit shows 3 resistors connected to a cell. The resistors have different values of resistance. V1 and V2 are potential difference, and I21 and I2 are the currents in the shown. You see, uh, which pair of relationship is correct? These two resistors are parallel to each other. When you connect two resistors parallel to each other, the potential drop on each of them will be same. So V1 and V2 values should be equals to each other. And we are not sure about I1 and I2 if they are equal or not. But you see a sentence here, the resistors have different values. So because the resistors are different, so the current dividing here, I1, I2, that should be different. So V1 and V2 will be equal, but I1 and I2 will not be equal. So the option is C. For question number 30, the option is C. Okay, the next question, a question about the transformer. A transformer used to operate a 12-volt lamp from a 250-volt main supply. The main current is 0.10 ampere. The current in the lamp is 2 ampere. What is the efficiency of the transformer? Okay, the efficiency can be calculated by the formula useful output power divided by total input power multiply 100. So you see on this input side, the primary coil side, the voltage is 250 volt and the current is 0.1 ampere. So I can very easily calculate what is the input power, total input power. The formula for the input power is equals to IV. IV. So multiply them. The input power is 25 watt. On the output side, the useful output power, the formula is IV, the voltage is 12, current is 2, 2 multiplied 12, so you get 24 watt. So the input power is 25 watt and the output power is 24 watt. So its efficiency we can calculate. Let's use the calculator. The output useful power is 24 divided by the input power. The total input power is 24, 25. So the answer when you divide them is 0.96. So the C is the choice. Question number 31. C is the choice. I hope you understand this. Okay, the question number 32. He says a current carrying wire lies between the poles of two magnets as shown. Okay. What is the direction of the force on the wire? So we will use left hand rule. If you put a current carrying wire in a magnetic field, you can tell the direction of the force. We call it the motor effect. So you can use the left hand rule. Left hand rule. FMC, left hand. Stretch the fingers of your left hand in such a way that this thumb, this index finger and the middle finger, they are perpendicular to each other. And you see the current is going to the bottom of the page. The magnetic field FMC, magnetic field going, it will come out of the page, out of the plane of the paper. So the choice is B, 32. 32, the choice is B. By using the left hand rule, you can tell the direction of the force. Now the question number 33. The graph shows the output of an AC generator. The coil in the generator rotates 20 times in 1 second. 20 times in 1 second. The time period here shown here is 0.05 second. The speed of the rotation of the coil steadily increases. Which graph best shows how the rotational speed of the generator has increased, the coil has increased. When this happens, so two things will happen. One, gradually the speed was increased, so gradually the amplitude of this graph will also increase. The amplitude from mean position, how high you go, or from mean position, how low you go. From the mean position, the graph, when you will gradually increase the speed of the coil, gradually the amplitude will increase. Plus, the frequency will decrease in the same time period. The frequency will increase, the time period will decrease in the same time, the time span which is shown on the graph. More number of waves should be shown here. So gradually the amplitude should increase and the time period should decrease. So see here, to complete the wave, it took 0.5 seconds. Amplitude should increase. Oh, look at the D choice. I can show you all the options together. Now I think on the screen you can see all the options. Now you can clearly see that the D option looks the best option because here you see the amplitude has gradually increased and the time period has become less than 0.05. So D is the option. That was question number 33. D is the option. Next question, G. Question number 34. The question number 34 is which material used for the core of the transformer and why? For the core of the transformer, we always use iron, and that the reason is it's a soft magnetic material. It is easily magnetized. It is easily demagnetized. So 34 D is the option. Question number 35. For question number 35, he says which particles are emitted in the process of thermonic emission. In the thermonic emission, when you have a heated cathode or when you heat a metal, electrons come out of that metal into the air. This is called thermonic emission. So which particles come out? Electrons. So 35, for 35, the option is A. Question number 36. He says a thermistor and a light dependent resistance, LDR, are connected in series. Which condition gives the largest resistance? So thermistor will have the largest resistance when it is in cold conditions. and the LDR will have largest resistance when it is in dark. So for 36, the option, we have not seen all the options, but for the 36, the largest resistance is when both of them have the largest resistance. The LDR, light dependent resistor, has larger resistance when it is in dark, and the thermistor has largest resistance when it is in cold. So cold and dark. So A is the option. For 36, A is the option. Question number 37. You see question number 37 on screen. What are the characteristics of an alpha particle? Alpha particle is like a nucleus of helium. It has very strong ionizing power, very low penetrating power, and it is positively charged. So it's positively charged and its ionizing effect is very strong. So question number 37, the option is C. It is positively charged and it has a strong ionizing effect. Here on your screen, question is shown. Question number 38, alpha particles pass through an electric field. Alpha particles, which are positively charged. Okay. So when they will pass through the electric field, here an electric field is shown. When the alpha particles are positive charge, they will come in the electric field. They will bend towards the negative plate. Okay. And what is the path of the particles affected? How is the path of the affected by these fields? Alpha particles are charged particles. They are positively charged. When they will pass through the magnetic field, they will deflect. Okay. So he says electric field, they will deflect, and magnetic field, they will deflect. Okay. So question number 38. So let me see again. Alpha particles pass through an electric field or magnetic field. How is the path of the particles affected by these fields? He says question number 38. In electric field, they will be deflected. In magnetic field, they will be deflected. So the choice looks like the best choice possible here is A. So A is the choice, 38. Question number 39. Which row is correct for nuclear fission and for nuclear fusion? In nuclear in fission, a large nucleus is bombarded with the neutrons and it splits into smaller nuclei. And in nuclear fusion, which is happening on stars and suns, small nuclei come and they fuse into each other and they make a large nucleus. So fission produces smaller nuclei, and the fusion may produce it is happening on stars. So 39, the choice is 39. The choice is C. The best option looks like C. Fission produces small nuclei, and the fusion is the energy source of a star. Okay, the last one. The composition of four nuclei are shown in the table. Okay, number of protons, number of neutrons, number of nucleons. Which two nuclei are isotopes? For the two things to be the isotopes of each other, their proton number should be same. So, and their neutron numbers will be different, their nucleon numbers will be also different. So, which of them are isotope of each other, which have the same proton number? So P and Q, the option is A. Okay, Ji. So we are done with this paper. I hope that I was able to explain, and you have understood it. Thank you very much, and have a good day.